All right, guys, we have heard several people asking for more advanced statement pattern videos, so here's another one with gerunds.
Let's do this. What's up, guys, and welcome back to WaiGuo Friends English.
Today we're going to talk about statement patterns that use the gerund. A gerund is a verb with an ing on it that we treat as a noun, not to be confusing at all. You can identify these and distinguish them as different from present progressive, past progressive, or future progressive verbs by noting that there are no helping verbs in front of it. There's no is, was, were, are, or will be in front of it.
Got it.
Usually we use this to name activities. So playing sports is fun. Playing would be a gerund.
So today, instead of just leaving it at that, we're going to give you guys 5 advanced sentence patterns to use along with gerunds. So the first one is be or get used to gerund.
Angela is used to working hard.
You'll find English phrasal verbs easier once you get used to using them.
Used to using them.
Used to using them.
We can say that. It's hard to get used to running on a treadmill. The next one is by plus a gerund. Okay, this is a phrase. We use this a lot, but usually we mean it by doing something, by X activity. Don makes a living by buying small businesses and revamping them to sell again.
You can study English by listening to a lot of podcasts.
The man became an online expert by making himself available to answer people's random questions 2 to 3 hours a day.
Wow. So on all these sentences, you can see that the by gerund sentence structure is kind of helping say this is the way or these are the means by which something is happening. By listening to podcasts, by buying small businesses, things like that. You're saying this is the method how this thing is being done.
And you can put it at the beginning of the sentence. You could say, by buying stocks, you can diversify your portfolio.
That's a good one.
A lot of students struggle with whether to use a gerund or an infinitive after certain words. Generally speaking, there are some patterns you can loosely follow, but granted, there will always be exceptions here.
For example, words such as enjoy, finish, mind, or practice, you're more likely to find a gerund after that. So for example, I enjoy making bread, which is true.
Have you finished painting the bedroom?
No. Every parent gets to practice controlling their temper.
That is true. So true. Every day.
Gets to. They just get to.
Do you mind opening the door?
No.
Thank you.
I'm not going to.
Oh, well. Pattern number 4 is using instead of plus a gerund and then adding a clause on the end with a subject and a verb. But we can also switch this one around, which we'll show you in the examples. Instead of attending the meeting, John finished his project.
John finished the project instead of attending the meeting.
Instead of going out to eat, we could order in.
We could order in instead of going out to eat.
It's the same thing. Fred chose to study in the UK instead of traveling the world with his best friend.
Instead of traveling the world with his best friend, Fred chose to study in the UK.
You can even use this in a question. Can we play a game instead of watching a movie?
Instead of watching a movie, can we play a game?
So you guys can see this is actually a really helpful phrase, and you can switch it around. It's really, really helpful to have in your English.
Yeah, it also changes the rhythm of English so that you have some sort of phrase that you can shift back and forth. So if you're doing a lot of like question words, can I, will you, where are you, why, how, instead of doing that, you can use instead of to lead into the question without having to use another question word to begin your sentence.
So a fast writing tip for you in English: vary your sentence structures. Don't always start with question words for questions. Don't always leave your connecting words in the middle of the sentence. You can actually connect clauses by switching the dependent clause to be at the beginning, and vary your sentence structures. Not everything should follow the same pattern all the time.
The last sentence structure we're going to talk about today is it is no use plus a gerund.
It is no use trying to talk to him.
Trying to talk to him is of no use. It is no use helping someone who doesn't want help.
It is no use pretending you didn't hear us.
It's no use trying to persuade him. He's too dense.
Or stubborn. Or busy. We don't know. What is his problem? So there you go, guys. You have it. These are 5 phrases that you can use in your sentences that are really, really helpful for using the gerund and finding ways to use it properly. I know this is very confusing for some language learners, but others coming from other languages don't have a problem with it. So if this is you, if you are coming from a language where gerunds are just confusing, or whether to use a gerund or infinitive, and why you can use some sometimes and not other times, we could get into the rules, but there are so many exceptions, it's just not worth it. So instead, here are some patterns to help you guys enrich your language.
Thank you guys so much for watching. We'll catch you on the next one.